Welcome, everybody, to American Civil Debate. Today, we have with us some guests. We've got Connor and Damian, and, of course, returning is Matt.
As always.
As always. The only thing we're switching up today, I'm standing in for Foshin. You guys might recognize me from before. I've been on this program a couple of times, and I'm just now back. Topic for discussion today with these two young gentlemen. They were brave enough to sit in for a second session.
They're in the hot seat.
They're in the hot seat. It's like lava over there. I can see them sweating. Because we're going to talk about a subject that really applies to everybody out there, Matt, which is who's really at fault for the economic decline that we're seeing right now?
And I want to add on to that. When did the economic decline really start affecting us?
Exactly. I mean, the biggest thing is when you start talking about it, and everybody knows pandemic played into this, of course. You know, the country was on its record highs as far as the stock market goes. The country was on record unemployment. You know, and all of a sudden, within 10 months, this country has taken a flip.
Almost back to, what, 2007, 2008 era when the house market crashed and everything like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, recently, I took advantage of the housing market. And because I saw how prices were skyrocketing, inventory was going low, the cost of lumber has jumped up 98%, steel's up 78%. It's actually too expensive to build a new house now than it is to buy a used one. And I'll
tell you this. My buddy was trying to build a deck. He had priced it out before COVID hit, and it was like $900 and something. He priced it out now. It's over $3,300 to build a new deck. And that's for like 300 square foot of deck.
And you got to wait 6 weeks to get it in, probably.
Probably.
So let me ask you, Connor, who do you feel or what do you feel caused the turn in the economic structure that we had, where we're at now, and what do you think has to happen in order for us to move forward?
Well, I mean, we're back under Democratic leadership, and I mean, we're kind of making the comparison between 2008, and I think it's kind of funny that we're under Biden, you know, and Biden was in the same administration, so I want to say it's Democratic leadership. If you look at the states that are democratically ran, they're instantly ran into the dirt. And I mean instantly. And if you look at our country, which is now democratically ran, we're being ran right into the dirt.
You know, the thing is, they tell you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing exactly the same every time and failing.
Well, so I'll correct you on this. It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
There you go. Thank you, Matt.
That's what that is.
So when you think about that, under the Biden-Obama administration that we had before. And now here we are doing the same exact thing again. So the biggest thing that I look at is when I'm looking at politics in general, and you start talking about the economy and what gets the economy going. And then here we have a president that comes in and within his first 100 days shuts down the pipeline, puts people automatically out of job, 50,000 people right off the one day to the next. And then we turn around and we approve a pipeline for Russia to go into Germany. Now, they said they shut it down because of climate change. So we're only concerned with climate change over our part of the hemisphere? Because we turn around and we let Russia put in a pipeline to Germany.
Well, also, what about how Biden decided to join the, the Paris Treaty Agreement for the
Paris Accord climate?
Yeah.
And that's doing nothing but... And do you guys know anything about those?
Could you elaborate on more?
Okay, so for instance, the Paris Accord climate bill, or I guess it's more of a treaty, like a G6 summit thing that we got involved with. Well, it's talking about doing clean emissions and going to green energy and so on and so forth, and for cleaning up pollution around the world. And the problem is that the American government is flipping most of the bill for the whole Paris. It benefits all the other countries.
Yeah. Except for us.
So why are we, you guys as young guys coming in, especially into the workforce, okay, you're looking at trying to get a home. You're looking at trying to, get a retirement going, have fun, get a car. These are things that cost money to do, correct? And with our economy the way it is right now, the value of the dollar is going down. Inflation's going up. So I'm really scared for you guys' future. Some of us, I'm in my 40s. Who much knows how much longer I got to kick around here. But I worry about what's going to be left for you guys. And we need more young people to get involved in things like this. We need more people to go to the polls, talk to their friends, find out why they're doing the things that they're doing. But what do you think would be a first step for somebody like you to get involved in something like this?
Just look into it more, have your own opinion. People normally, they see something and it's automatic truth to them. I think you should, if you're going to have an opinion on something, you should look into it for real. And not a lot of people do that nowadays. They see something on the news and they believe it. And as Ocean was just saying, the news, you're going to get something different everywhere. So you just really got to do your research on it. Look into things, have your own opinions.
Well, what I want to do, I do want to say, is that ever since Biden joined back into the treaty for the climate change, we've been seeing more car manufacturers going towards electric vehicles. And I will say this: I love Dodge. I will always love Dodge. I know you drive a Cummins. I've had multiple Cummins. Dodge is the only one who is still sitting there. Granted, Fiat just bought them out, right?
Well, it's been a little while. Well, there's two different divisions. You got the Rams, which is the Ram truck division, but other than that, it is Chrysler Fiat.
Yeah, and then I do remember seeing that all the muscle cars are going electric with the Mustang, the Mach-E, and everything like that. But there's a funny thing I saw on Facebook, and it made me almost cry and laugh because of how true it is that Dodge was sitting there watching everybody go towards electric, and then Dodge was just sitting there let's put a fucking Hellcat in a minivan. Fuck it, dude.
And and that's why I love Dodge.
It's
because
American.
Some of us just want to go to the gas station and load up with ultra premium and smoke our tires, a quarter mile down the street at 134 miles an hour. Yeah. And I love the smell of race fuel. So that's
110 octane is I have a mug that says I love the smell of diesel fuel in the morning.
Absolutely. And they've done better with diesel. They've got as far as its
the whole getting sidetracked here real quick, and I'm going to cause it myself. The whole DEF bullshit is bullshit.
Yeah, I've got it on my truck. It's
do a delete from Sinister, you'll be all set.
It's ridiculous, that and put a bully dog in. So,
oh yeah.
But when you guys, for instance, I know earlier we were talking. You said you were looking to go into the AC business, correct? So, have you started talking to anybody about maybe apprenticeship with somebody and getting your foot in the door?
I was an installer. I was an installer for over 10 months, and COVID came and I got laid off, and I'm working my way back into it. I'll get back into it eventually. I'll find a company that makes me go, all right, this is what I'm going to go work for. This is who I'm going to work for.
I'll tell you this. Everyone, as soon as COVID hit, everyone went to a car wash because a car wash is deemed as an automotive facility, so it's deemed as necessary.
Essential.
And that's why, a lot of people went to it because the car washes were still open. People were still washing cars.
Oh, yeah. And more on the basis because they were home and had nothing else better to do.
So well, also, if you look at it like this, and again, going off topic, and I apologize about this, 20 to 30 years ago, you planned a family trip around going to a car wash because they weren't so readily available. It was either wash it yourself in the driveway, or you spend 3 hours to go to a car wash. And what we're at today, with especially how our jobs are, to where you can spend 5 minutes at a car wash and be done.
Oh, yeah. It's
impressive.
I've seen, the places around here and how fast they end. They're always a line at the front. It's packed from open to close. And it's like a colony of ants running around, all doing their jobs, and they're moving. It's a very well-oiled machine, from where I go get mine done at. And it's impressive. The other thing, going back to the AC, when you got laid off in the AC industry when the pandemic hit, what was going through your mind, and what was the actions you took to move on? What made you decide, I need to go find something instead of just staying home and collecting unemployment?
Well, here's the thing. I played it like an idiot because I was 19 and I was getting laid off, and I went and checked my bank account. My stimulus check just hit with my check. So I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? I got plenty of money to figure it out. I do not have to rush. I'm in no rush. And that's what I did, and I hopped around. I did a little bit of concrete. I went to another AC company. I didn't like it. And I was a car detailer, and now I'm washing cars at the car wash, and it's pretty good.
But you know what? The thing that I like about that is the mindset you had, because you didn't just – you got laid off. You didn't just, I got laid off. I'm going to sit back and go file for unemployment and just sit here and quit. You had the drive and to go, you know what? I need to see what my next step is. I need to get out there. So you did. Even though you went from job to job to job till you get to the one you like, at least you were out there hitting the pavement, making it happen. You were contributing to the economy because you're the ones paying into the taxes. Oh, yeah. Right now, where all these people that are laid off and collecting unemployment, they're not getting taxed. So, when you look at all this federal spending we're doing, the ones that are paying it right now are the ones that are working, not the ones that aren't.
Well, I'm sorry. I apologize, Connor. Did you just see what Florida passed with the unemployment things? I showed Bo the other day. You have to have references to where you applied to, and they have to be actual references, and the job can call and tell the unemployment office if you are no call, no show. Yep,
because before it was just you had to write them on a piece of paper and turn them in. Now they're going to make sure you actually go.
I'm sorry, but if you're a no call, no show or whatever, you lose your benefits.
Yep.
You also lose your benefits with that.
Absolutely. But, that's the way it should be. I mean, unemployment was never meant for somebody to live high on the hog. It was meant to assist somebody until they can get out there and get another job. It wasn't meant to be a welfare program, a constant welfare program. So, and you got to remember, Florida did probably one of the best out of all the states, I would say, as far as our recovery, as far as the pandemic. And our governor has done a lot of good things to put things in motion. The thing that worries me now is in our area here, driving up and down 41 or Del Prado, all these restaurants with now hiring signs. Okay?
Yeah.
There's restaurants out there that are willing to pay dishwashers $20 an hour to come work for them. That's $800 a week.
Sign me up.
To wash dishes.
Sign me up.
Well, yeah, no,
I'll give you the name of the place when we get off there. I'm not plugging them for a promo because they're local, but I'll give you the info.
It's one of those things where people don't want to work anymore. It's mind-boggling to me that people would rather sit at home and just do bullshit, spend all their unemployment check on new phones, like hair, nails, buying dumb shit, getting drunk with their friends, versus going out and making money for themselves to where at the end of the day they can save it and go out and do that later.
Well, I mean, hear me out, right? Your unemployment check, say you get $600-700 and you go to work for a week and you work 30 hours that week and you get $300. Instantly, that just shut off the drive to
That's where we get to the places not paying enough for what they're asking.
Yeah, no. Hear me out, dude. I don't deserve $13 an hour for pressure washing cars, okay? I don't deserve $20 an hour for washing dishes. In my opinion,
Let me tell you this.
I mean, that's insane.
And I'll tell you guys this, and don't bring this back to work, because technically you guys work for me. So, I make $14 an hour, and I do a lot of shit at the car wash, do I not?
Did you do everything? Your maintenance guy?
So let me tell you this. I've built aircraft. I've built cars. I have so many certifications underneath my belt to where I can earn $30 to $40 an hour. But I choose not to because I enjoy where I work. Everything is flexible. Everything is nice and easy, and it's a very nice environment. And I love the owners. I absolutely love the owners. And that's why, I will take the pay cut, because I know at the back end, if I ever need anything, I will be taken care of no matter what.
And that's a rarity and hopefully everybody finds that type of job, and it doesn't matter what you go into. They always say, find a job you love, you never work a day in your life.
Oh, yeah.
And getting back to what we're talking about with the collapse of the economy. So, and this is I'm going to spit this out for you. So we've got so many people on unemployment, and they're getting a booster check from the federal government for $375. Okay, plus they're getting their state unemployment. So it's $675 a week is what they're getting right now from the federal government and the state. And if it wasn't the federal government kicking in, those people only be getting $300 a week, right? So if we've got people that were only making $10, $12 an hour before on a 40-hour work week, there's no way. Why would you want to go back to work that 40-hour work week at $12 an hour when you're getting paid $6.75 to stay at home? And that's the problem. I'm not saying everybody does it, but I'm saying that's happening a lot. And that's why you see, because waiting tables was never meant to be a career job.
No.
Flipping burgers at Burger King and McDonald's was never made to be a career job unless you were going into management. Okay, those were all supposed to be starter jobs for for kids that are in high school.
To get you to learn how to manage your money, how to do everything like that. Like you want to go out with friends. Okay, I worked a full week. I have enough money to put gas in the tank and go out and have fun.
Yep, and what we're seeing is when you're driving up and down these roads and you're not seeing anybody. You got restaurants like Applebee's and Chili's in our area right now
that are giving out free appetizers as long as you put in an application.
And not only that, when you're going in, I forget which one it is. You have to sit at the bar because they don't have any waitresses or waiters to wait the tables, so they're packing everybody into the bar area. And so these are the jobs that college kids would generally be working, high school kids would be working, and that workforce. There's 8.1 million jobs out there right now open, and you know what? I would say 80% of that is in the restaurant and hospitality business because of the fact that those people are making more to stay home right now and go to school on the assistance than it is for them to go and work. And we have to re-incentivize the youth of our nation to get back to work. Not everybody's going to get a handout. It's going to be tough for some. But if you're a strong enough person, you're going to persevere. You're going to find a way to make it happen. And without the young youth right now stimulating our economy and helping us stimulate the economy, you're going to see the inflation of the dollar go up. You're going to see the value of everything go down.
I do want to say this. I don't know if you guys remember from your history class about. I remember it was in the Florida textbook for a long time. There was a German kid carrying a wheelbarrow full of money, and all of that money was to buy a loaf of bread. If we're not careful, that's where we're going to be.
Absolutely.
You're going to be carrying $1 million worth of bills that are only worth 50 cents.
Did you guys learn about the Great Depression?
Yeah. I was about to say that happened right when the German Empire fell after World War I, right?
Exactly.
All right.
The Great Depression was a prime example. Are we heading back that way if we don't do something and turn it around?
Most definitely, and I'd say another thing is how much money is actually sent to other countries. How much of our money that could be benefiting all this, or you could spend it however way you want. You want health care, you want better schooling, you want better prisons, whatever. We could literally spend that money on that instead of spending, $200 million in Pakistan for gender studies, and not to get off track, but I
love these guys.
How much money, and like another thing to get back to your point, how many of us our age are more focused on becoming their own self-entrepreneur than trying to go out and get a career and a career set and learn some kind of trade or something they can do with their hands, or change a tire?
Yeah,
for Christ's sakes.
You've got too many people that want to be YouTube influencers instead of being an HVAC repairman.
I do want to say this. What did you deal with the other day inflating that lady's tire?
All right, so yeah. A customer pulled in. They needed to use the air compressor to fill up the tire. No problem. It's this young girl. Cool, I'll help you out. Well, her boyfriend's in the passenger seat playing with his fingernails, and I just filled up all of her tires, and I'm staring at him like, you're a 19, 20-year-old man just like me. You should do this. This is your girlfriend, buddy.
Did you drop your number to her in a business card? Like, hey,
absolutely not. I don't want.
I even checked the air pressure, on all the tires, and checked her wiper blades for you too. While he's sitting on his ass. That's the problem. I love the fact that it's nice to be able to talk to young guys like yourselves. That it's the generation gap, because that's one thing we don't get a lot of. And when we talk about what we do here on the podcast with American Civil Debate, it's refreshing to see that there are youth people out there that have the same moral compasses and the same ideology, I would say, as far as what this country used to be, what it could be again,
and what it needs to
be. Exactly. And that's something that's very rare. You don't see a lot of that these days. And you guys are, you're hitting the marks, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You guys will be great. I have no problem with that. And when you touched on foreign affairs money, let me tell you something. That's something that would have to probably be an hour-long show for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could rip into so much of foreign money that we spread out, and basically because it's us funding the world, why we let our own people in our own United States go hungry, we let our vets go without care. It's ridiculous. I mean, what we spend overseas, we could take care of everybody here. And what do we get for some of the stuff that we spend over there?
Sorry, what are these guys spending on breakfast? Like, how much?
Like I've touched on before, how the congressmen will get a $1,200 steak dinner for them and their wives, like daily.
That's what I'm saying.
And like you take that, multiply it by how long they're in their term. That's over.
They need to be put on MREs and government cheese.
That's
what they're doing
hundreds
to our
of
country.
thousands of dollars that could be spent anywhere else versus to how it's being spent.
Well, that's when they, if you don't remember not that far back, they started jumping on, of course, John Kerry, our climate guru, who flies around on his private jet everywhere, creates a larger carbon footprint than anybody. But it's amazing the wasteful money in Washington, D.C. When you look at what we do, flying these guys back and forth, and I mean, there's no reason that guy should be flying back and home to his state, or that woman, congresswoman or congressman, flying back to their state 7 times in 1 week. You know what? You come to D.C., you've got an apartment that we're paying for there more than likely through our tax dollars. You stay there for the week.
Hold on. You got an apartment, you got a safe house, and you got his staff housing as well.
Yeah. See? Like I said, that's going to be an episode where we didn't. I mean, that's something I want to unload on.
I'm down.
We'll do that.
Write it down real quick. You got the notebook. I want to go back to how TJ was saying, like you guys are on track and everything like that. Like the late great Joe Dirt said, "Keep on keeping on."
Life's a garden.
Just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I mean, I know, I'm 3-4 years older than you. It's not that big of a gap.
No, it's not that
But I mean, for TJ to say that, who's a guy who's reaching his 40s and everything like that,
43.
To see where the youth has gone and to see that there's still hope in America, that people are still raising their children the correct way. It's.
You guys are the ember that needs to spark the fire. The ember is our hope for America. That's you guys.
You guys are the fat lighter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's an old Southern term.
The fat lighter.
Yep. It's the bottom 2 feet of a pine tree that's got all the sap in it.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you that.
I'd say the only thing that stands in our way is the limitation of free speech on social media and the internet to begin with, and we already have a whole generation of indoctrinated people.
I will disagree with that.
I feel like we do.
The only thing standing in your way right now, I will tell you this: I have a lot of friends, and Bo and Terry, the baby boomers. Some of the baby boomers are the ones walking around your neighborhood telling you your trash can aren't 36 inches apart. They're telling you that your grass needs to be cut. That is what is holding down this generation today, is that everyone is so butthurt because nobody is following rules, because it was instilled in you when you were a young kid, you need to follow rules. To this day, you do not need to follow rules. Make your own path. Make your own highway on what you need to do. And once you get there and you realize it, you'll have your own moral compass. You'll realize what's right and what's wrong.
And guys, I appreciate you guys coming on today. It was a blast for me. I love talking to young people about politics
definitely.
and knowing that there's brains out there. They're out there. You guys just, what I would ask, man, in the future, man, just, get with your buddies, man. Talk the same things. See where they're at. Anybody that you can talk to, you help, bring them out of the darkness and into the light. And that's what it's about.
Well, I mean, that's all we talk about. We play with our guns and we go and clean them, go to the range, and Yeah, it's practically all we talk about.
Second Amendment enthusiast.
Here we go.
God, I told you I love these kids.
All right, Damian, what's your final thoughts on this episode?
Just as you were saying with the whole people are, they're too scared to go out of the box. They're too busy following rules. Like I said, I think everybody needs to just do what they want to do, and it either goes right or wrong.
To a point, right? To a point,
obviously.
Okay.
But I think, like I said, people are too busy worrying about what other people think. I think they need to, do what you think is right. And
worry about your fucking damn self.
Law and order, and mind your own damn business.
Amen.
What about you, Connor?
No, he's right. People really need to start minding their business on everything, whether it's on the internet or if you really shouldn't be sticking your nose at it and putting your opinion in there. Why are you doing it?
Yep.
What's the old saying? Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches.
That's what it is. Mind your own business. Do what you need to do. If you're not hurting anybody physically, don't worry about it. What about you, TJ? What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts, you know what? We got to get out there and make it happen one way or another. The only people that are going to save this country are as like-minded people like yourself, like ourselves, the youth, baby boomers. I mean, everybody that's here, everybody that believes in law and order, and everybody believes that this country is the greatest country that's ever been. And we need to keep it that way, and we need to make it better. There's plenty of room for everybody here, but we got to do it the right way.
I do want to say thank you again, Damian and Connor, joining us on this episode, this journey of enlightenment of what I want to call it, to where we're starting out small and we're going to grow big.
Yeah, you got a different point of view from someone younger. So
I appreciate it, guys. All right,
everybody. And if you'd like today's show, of course, go over and check us out at AmericanCivilDebate.com. This is TJ and Matt and Connor and Damian signing out. You guys have a great one.